allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. He go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my
people make we shout oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come oh yo yo. Good evening to you, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Let me balance myself properly. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, you can share this video too. Just tap that share button before you get fully into this, okay? Tap that share button and share this on your different platforms that you are also active on, okay? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, all these platforms, share them. Even though free speech is going to die very soon, but before the CEO, your question is, am I working out? Oh boy, if you really want to know how I come by this, probably you're talking about this shape. It seems to just be what it is. I wish I could be a bit bigger and then I could be a big man, but I'm not working out. I used to be a regular cyclist. In fact, before I bought a car, I had to, I was a cyclist for 8 years. I still have my electric bike in there. So if you are referring to the shape, I am not working out. Thank you. So remember again, yeah, a father Henry, company Brown, and the no so favor, my brother. Thank you so much for joining me. Free speech is going to die one way or the other if this big tech, if they can suspend the president of America. You know what I mean? So everybody, you all have your opinions about the suspension of President Trump by the big techs, Facebook, Twitter. Some of us who have worked so well to build profiles on these platforms, no matter how little it is, social media has become a tool of free speech where you can express yourself Although social media is also a tool of propaganda in the hand of those who uses that. They use social media for different other negative things, but we cannot totally say social media hasn't helped the world to what we have today. So they suspended Donald Trump because of his, his diatribes, his ceaseless, endless tweets, and all of that. And with what happened in Capitol, what happened in Capitol Hill in US, in Washington, also believed to have been triggered by the use of social media, influence of Donald Trump on social media. So everybody is talking, everybody is reacting. Some people believe that that is extreme. You cannot, suspend the leader of the free world, because that is what America is, okay? They call America the free world. So the president of America is considered the most powerful man in the whole world. But it seems that narrative is changing, ladies and gentlemen. So the most powerful people in the whole world are no longer the elected ones. And therefore, we are all going to, feel something this year. So everybody's reacting. I have had my own social media handles, closed, especially Facebook. So Facebook has shut my pages down several times, not because I was allowed to defend them myself or whatever I share, they just take you off. So we are now approaching the world. We are already living in the world whereby if you are not on social media or you don't get to know what is going on social media, you are considered not to be fully alive. And it's true, because you won't consider, someone who is regular on social media, who knows about almost everything going on around the world, compared to somebody who is completely out of it. So wherever you're talking about social media, and they will be completely novice. So we are in that world, and the world now is that you can get wiped off the social media, your existence, your everything, your footprint and all that. The big tech can just wipe you off like that. Just a click. That's it. Forget it. But among those who are reacting, hey, do you know the most ironical one reacting to the suspension of Donald Trump on social media? Because people are saying the Donald Trump, uses social media to rile up his own base that can do anything. All right. So Nigerian government too. So Nigerian government who used the last 2 years trying to ram the social media bill and hate speech law into Nigerians' throats. They have also spoken up, Nigerian government. They said, well, that is what we are also talking about. Look at it. Social media, the president of America got suspended for violating social media. That's what we are talking about too in Nigeria. The bunch of rogues and criminals in Nigeria want to change it now. And I will tell you what they are trying to do. So they are now saying that their plan is to make sure that all of us, they considered as small Trumps, making life a living hell for them, exposing the crime that they are committing against their own people in Nigeria. So people like us are the reason why they are starting social media law and hate speech bill, or whatever they want to call it, right? It's because of us. It's not because they want to stop the spread of hate speech. They want to stop the spread of fake news. Do you get that now? So Nigerian governments are now coming out to say, you see, Donald Trump is suspended because of fake news. We in Nigeria, we are also doing the same thing to ensure we kill fake news. People where they spread fake news, everything about Bokwari, everything about APC, Egbekegbe, everything about all these jihadist rogues is fake news. Even Buhari is fake news, right? Well, you may not even see it that way. So the government that will come out and say something in the morning and deny it in the afternoon, repeat it again at night, the following morning, deny it, and on like that. Fake news. They said they want to stop fake news, like the big tech stop Donald Trump. But we will remind them, terrorists cannot dictate how freeborn should live. Terrorists who have access to guns and money, right, should not be the ones to dictate what we should complain about. So the reason why Nigeria is now, and like I told you, among other things that Nigerians should look out for, this 2021, gospel our lives, right? This 2021, among things that Nigerians should look out for is the successful passage of social media bill, social media law to gag everybody who wants to complain about Boko Haram. Among the fake news the Nigerian government said they were so worried about, and the reason why they needed to do a social media law, what they are currently, the criminals in Nigeria, what they are misunderstanding about the sanction from social media, the sanction of Donald Trump by the big tech, the social media, right, has to do with Donald Trump, according to them, violating their rules. So when Facebook suspends you, or YouTube close your channel, or Twitter shut down your page, your handle, or Facebook, they are now the owner of Instagram as well as WhatsApp. They are beginning to send us some new rules on WhatsApp now. I don't know if you have received yours. That is Facebook telling you that their own policy and rules, everything is changing. So you have to click accept. You have to accept, or you have to opt out of their platform. So on social media, there are social media rules. Okay, meaning if you post anything considered as violent or false, they have the right to take you off their platform. They have the right to suspend you, okay, and yank you off their page. Meanwhile, if since we have social media rules on all these platforms, among those who are supposed not to be using social media anymore, right? If everything was to work fine, social media rules, right? All the Nigerian government, all the Nigerian, including some of the state governors, all the Nigerian politicians on social media should have all their handles suspended like Donald Trump. That's what they should be asking for, okay? Because what they give back to Nigerians are pure lies, fake manipulations, and all of that. That have sort of resulted into nothing but further poverty in the land, more killings, because the lies they continue to yank out. And every now and then, Liar Mohammed will be on Twitter, it will be on Facebook, it will be on social media, telling Nigerians that Nigeria is better than when it's where Nigerians are living better under Boko Haram. A pure lie that is, when you tell a lie, it's fake, right? So most of them shouldn't be on social media anymore with the lies they have told to Nigerians, okay? But they are still here. Rather than them getting kicked off of social media to clean social media off all the lies, the Buharidins, the Buharididins, they are paying 10,000, 20,000 naira to continue to lie that they are building their Nigerian to Dubai. All of them are those that should be yanked off the social media completely to bring sanity. So now, the people that are not supposed to be on social media, they are now coming to social media to regulate social media, forgetting the fact that all these platforms have their own rules and regulations. But because dictators knows that with what they have managed to do with the media in Nigeria, right, social media remains the only opposition to Nigerian criminal government. Some of the African terrorists, African tyrants, African dictators, so their citizens are engaging and exposing them on social media because it is the only platform that gives them the free speech to speak their mind directly to those who believe that they are untouchable. So they want to regulate it on how you use it. That's what they are asking for. Because initially they said the news about Bokwari being dead, that the person in Aso Rock is Jibri from Sudan, later changed to what's the other name? Is it Mohammed from where? So that message, which has now become what is haunting them in Aso Rock now, is that millions of people are asking that if you say Buhari is not dead, right, bring him out to do 1 hour interview, put 3 journalists with him and they question him and he answer questions. If you know the person in Aso Rock is Buhari, bring him out. Do you know why? Because millions of Nigerians believe that Buhari is dead genuinely. Do you get that? And to the government of Nigeria, the only way that escalated is because social media is there. So in Nigeria, they have made all laws to make sure that no Nigerian media house criticizes Buhari and go unpunished. You know the story, Abi. That is the difference between them and America and Donald Trump. In America, Americans are saying, meanwhile, let us also don't forget the fact that if we have to use figures now, 80 million Americans says they don't want Donald Trump. 75 million Americans says they want Donald Trump. That means they are all Americans who can decide if they want him or not. Abi? Then at the same time, Donald Trump being the most powerful man in the whole world is not powerful, it's not more powerful than Americans. That is the context, okay? Probably as Africans, how you see your leaders and how you see other world leaders, okay? Donald Trump may be the most powerful, or any American president may be the most powerful president in the most powerful man in the whole world. But that person is not bigger or more powerful than the American Constitution, the book, the law book that gives him that power. That all of you are saying, no, I want world president. Now, you cannot say the same thing about your own criminal leaders in Africa and in Nigeria. Donald Trump, the most powerful man in the world, American president, ran for office. For 4 years, many Americans were saying, no, they don't want him. They were going to vote him out. They are going to reject him. Because they believe that if they make up the numbers to kick him out, right, the election cannot be rigged. And he cannot use his power to rig himself or keep himself in office. And all Americans believe that. Do you know that? Well, let me say majority of Americans believe that. How many of you can mobilize and say any of your African terrorist leaders will respect your law book? Like Donald Trump fought tooth and nail, right, to make sure that his allegation of election manipulation is proven, and that election is overturned. He used all the allowed legal tool. He's the president, though. He did not call the chairman of electoral body and say, you better change that figure now because I can't lose. That is what Buhari and INEC and the Nigerian army, Nigerian police, Nigerian university professors, okay, Iyalojas, Iyalajes, Babalojas, all these market men and women, all these young army of unemployed youth that they pay money to, right? In Nigeria, your constitution is absolute zero because the president of your country is more powerful than the rest of the country. There is no institution to stop him. That's the difference. So Americans stood like, shoulder to shoulder to make sure that Donald Trump lose the election. And it became contentious. And they fought and fought and fought. Today, every American, to some extent, is proud that they have institutions that can undo any powerful person. Because you cannot be powerful more than the people who give you the power. How can you be more powerful than the people who gave you the power? In Nigeria, they will rig your election. They have rigged your judiciary. They have rigged your security forces. So security men, American soldiers are not on the street, shooting at Americans simply because they want to rig election for Donald Trump. But in Nigeria, right? In Nigeria, you see your soldiers, their job is not to safeguard the election. It is to protect the person they want to win. And you cannot challenge that. And if you try to protest the rigged election, they will bring their soldiers out, your government, and they will shoot at you. That's the norm. That is the government now coming out to say, yes, we have to regulate how you discuss us, how you talk about us, or how you react to how we treat you. If you say anything anyhow, you will go to jail or get killed. And it is the law. That's it. You shouldn't. Even questioning it alone is a crime, because questioning it is what is putting Omoyele Sowore and the 4 others in prison right now. And the judiciary couldn't find it in any of their law to indeed convict Sowore for the past 2 years. It is deliberate, because there's no institution that is bigger than the president of your country. So that government is coming out to say, yeah, Donald Trump is banned. Therefore, we are going to deal with all of you Nigerians who think we cannot deal with you. But what they don't know is that, yes, they can report pages, shut down pages and the rest of that. They don't have the capacity, right, to take on those who uses the social media to expose what is going on in Nigeria, because it is the same social media that will bring the fake criminal regime in Nigeria down, the rigged, messed up system. It is the same social media that will collapse it at the end of the day. Whatever they do now, they're possibly trying to buy time, which is what they have been doing in the last 60 years, buying time, trying to make everybody think that something is going to change, make you feel like they are doing everything to get things working, only for you to find out years after that it's been pure waste of time. It is the social media that will do it. And therefore, what they are doing now to counter and use this moment, right, to drive in their hate speech and social media law is that they are now denying what happened at Lekki Toll Gate. They are denying what happened at Obigo in Rivers State. They are denying the people they killed during the NSAS protest. They are saying CNN promoted fake news because there was never any massacre. As we speak right now, all of the judicial panel they claimed to set up to listen to the NSAS complaint, the protest and the profile solution and punishment to those who committed the crime. All these judicial panels across the country now, they are just pure showroom. Many of them have already shut down. Others are not shutting down, but they are not functioning either. And it is deliberate. That government is coming out to say, if you come out tomorrow and say, Jubri al-Sudani, what they need to do, since you are doing your NIN or NIM, whatever registration you are doing on your SIM card now, right? It will be easier for them to trace you, pick you up, and you just quickly go and do 14 years in jail for saying Jubril al-Sudani, because that is hate speech. They asked them, what will constitute hate speech? I mean, what will make a speech hateful? They can't define what is hate speech, because these are the same guys whose utterances, their expressions and all of that are more hateful towards the people who gave them the power, right? And there are those who are complaining that whatever people say about them is hateful, and they want law to protect them from you, from coming on social media to express yourself. Now that we know that we cannot go into extinct, because it is just going to take a click for YouTube, for Facebook, to wipe out everything about Maiyegun, and you will never see anything about Maiyegun anywhere again. That is the world we are going into. But for Nigerians, there are more to that. The government will now pretty much work with this big tech, those who have linked to them, right? They will work with them more to track you down whenever you say something about the government, because they will now have law that says whatever you say. If the government says what you are writing is you didn't take permission, part of their new social media law is that if I want to come to social media and say, okay, Nigeria National Assembly members, they want to spend 135 billion naira, which is in public, yeah? If I want to come here to say that, I have to go and message the Nigerian Ministry of Information, Laya Muhammad. I have to message Laya Muhammad and say, Mr. Laya Muhammad, I want to go and post on social media now that the National Assembly members, they want to spend 135 billion in the recently approved 2021 budget. And I also want to put it there that Bokwari is going to feed himself, the breeding lifeless mannequin is going to feed himself with 1.5 billion naira. The Kenneth Shatabandu, the errand boy, special advisor to Bokwari on the condolences and burial arrangements, yeah, is also going to feed with about 800 million naira, himself and his family. So, Mr. Laya Muhammad, I want to go on social media and post that. I need your approval. So if Laya Muhammad doesn't get back to me, that okay, go ahead and post it. If I post that on social media that Bokwari want to feed with 1.5 billion, Pastor Shubade want to feed with 800 million, National Assembly want to spend 135 billion in 2021 budget, I will be arrested because I have committed the crime. So they will charge me 500,000 naira, 5 million naira for not getting approval to go and post that message on social media. So when the rest of the world, some of us, they can't do that to me. They can't get any cover from me. They can't even touch me. Do you get that now? So, but we have to deal with other backlashes, whereby my platforms and all of them will be reported to all these, big tech companies, and get Maiyegun wiped off completely from the, it is all complicated though. I'm just telling you that if you are in Nigeria, there is more for what you are going to look out for. The government right now feels like the Democrats in America, the Joe Biden America, they are going to look away from all the atrocity being committed by the Bokwari's government in Nigeria, like Donald Trump looked away. Donald Trump complained, yeah, Pompeo said a few things about Christians being killed in Nigeria, but for 4 years of Donald Trump and America's government under him, which is, well, for those who understood the government that Donald Trump promised, it was American first. He said he had no business with any part of the world. So for 4 years, it was American first, American first. Even in that 4 years, America collected money from us to go, from Bokwari to go and fight the terrorists in Nigeria, to help them, to supply weapons to fight Boko Haram in Nigeria. Bokwari paid over $400 million for this, but still, the numbers of those killed by the terrorists or kidnapped, the numbers of villages ransacked, destroyed, and on continues to grow, because for 4 years, nothing came from America. That is a fact. So maybe they believe that, the Joe Biden America will also look away when this when this killings continues, human rights abuses continues. I don't know if they are going to look away. It has to do with whatever their foreign policy is. Joe Biden, the Democrats, if their foreign policy, because let me say this, during the NSAS protest, those who responded to the killings in Nigeria, in America, from America, I remember two prominent among other popular American, Hollywood stars and all of them who helped share the NSAS protest hashtag at the time, right? Hillary Clinton tweeted about NSAS. Joe Biden tweeted about NSAS. Few other guys who are now in, working with Joe Biden also tweeted about NSAS. And they told Nigerian government to stop the killings of the young people and listen to them. I don't know what the advisors of Bokwari, APC, Egbekegbe in Nigeria, I don't know who is giving them the confidence that they can come out and show solidarity that Donald Trump is going away. Thank God he's going away. So he's never going to, deal with them or try to stop the Islamization. You know what I mean? So they are waiting for Joe Biden. So if Joe Biden comes in, Joe Biden who remembered NSAS protest and the killings, right? CNN repeatedly rebroadcasted this NSAS protest documentary and all of that to their viewers in America. Now, the Democrats are going to come to power in the next, how many days? 11 days. So in 11 days, we don't know where the confidence is coming from these terrorists in Nigeria. Omoyele Sowore, a supposed American citizen, is being locked down in Nigeria and being denied justice. I don't know what they think they are doing. They have to up the scale of further, what do you call it? The further oppression of Nigerians and the further, shutting down Nigerians from expressing their disgust and displeasure against these criminals, okay? By making more laws. So they want to use Donald Trump's suspension to justify that. I don't know where they are getting that impression from, but I want to tell you, it will likely not be. It will likely going to be ending in tears. But time will tell. There's other part of this my broadcast tonight, which has to do with Omoyele Sowore. It's an update. I'm going to give you full lowdown tomorrow. On my Sunday sermon broadcast, okay? You see the joke, part of the joke, human rights abuses in Nigeria, that I believe the America of old would have reacted, okay? Okay, someone just reminded me. Donald Trump also sanctioned, Donald Trump's government sanctioned some Nigerian politicians during the Nigerian elections, okay? Let us give that credit too. There are some politicians who can no longer go to the United States anymore. For example, the Kogi state governor can no longer go to America anymore. Oshiomole can no longer go to the US anymore. El Rufaya of Kaduna can no longer go to the US anymore. And many, many others like that. There are other actors like police commissioners, police officers who can no longer ever travel to the United States and some other countries because of their role during the 2019 elections, during the Osun elections, during the Kogi election, during the Edo election, as well as during the NSAS protest. Okay, so let's give them that credit for that. So they are on the no-fly list. They can't go to the US because courtesy of Donald Trump's government. But that's it. Nothing more or beyond that. But let's hope they can pull it off again for the next few years. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I don't think it's going to really play out well, because change of government in America means the American first of Donald Trump will no longer be American first like that. It will still be about the interest of America, but there are countries called the American allies that, I believe some review will be happening in a way, and the criminal government in Nigeria will likely not be getting away with this much longer, in my own opinion. And I believe time will tell. People are still being killed, okay? People are being kidnapped. School children are being kidnapped and raped, disappeared, sold off as slaves to terrorists. And, the government of Nigeria continue to point accusing fingers at other people except themselves. They blame everyone, blame God, blame weather, blame all humanity, blame everyone but themselves. So we'll see how America's foreign policy will react to this. And if American foreign policy finally agrees with many, many of us who have been exposing this for years, that the government of Boko Haram is in bed with terrorists in Nigeria. That is why, rather than end terrorism have become business enterprise in Nigeria, and those in government and outside government are benefiting from this immensely. And, insecurity will not die as long as the government under Boko Haram continue to fund them. So if America comes back under this new government to expose this same scandal, you know what? America will do all they can, because, well, it is escalating already. We have news from Oyo State, where they are now reporting in the Nigerian media that Amotekun clashes with bandits, Fulani bandits. These are the news you were reading. You were reading from Borno. You were reading from Yobe, Taraba, Niger, and all these places in the last 5 years. Now, as a Yoruba man, you are now going to begin to read them now. There are clashes of Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists in Oyo State. Is escalating already. People are already being kidnapped and they are already going missing in Oyo State. Villages are already being ransacked. People are being shot, dead in the forest as we speak right now in Yoruba land. Okay, so let's see if America now gets their report that indeed these terrorists now operating in Nigeria under different ID and different names, not just Boko Haram anymore, because not just Boko Haram anymore. We have the ISWAP, you have the Ansaru, you have the bandits, you have the Fulani terrorists, you have the Miyetti Allah, you have the Boko Haram, you have APC, Egbekegbe. All manner of terrorists are now operating in Nigeria. That I think, if eventually, because today we now have the ESN in the eastern part of Nigeria trying to protect themselves from any invasion. Okay, so if everything now leads to a civil war where you cannot ask the government to protect you, if you ask the government to protect you, you will be arrested or killed. You cannot protest against the killings as well. You will be arrested or killed again. Do you get that now? So eventually, people, it will lead to civil war. The whole world, not just America, not just Africa, the whole world will not be able to handle refugees from Nigeria if the entire Nigeria goes into another civil war. There are some ticking time bombs that probably now that America, as they claim, is going to come back to the world, to become the world leaders again, not just American first. We hope that possibly America will also agree with us that except the criminal regime in Nigeria goes and all the actors in Nigeria are arrested, prosecuted, and jailed for crimes against humanity. Except this is done, Nigeria will have to finally end in a civil war that I don't think the whole world is ready for. No, I don't think so. So, except this happen, they want to see how they want to put this up, because the human rights abuses will continue. The payment and the freedom for bandits will continue. The government of Nigeria will continue to arrest anyone and everyone who asks them to account for their deed and, to be prosecuted for their crimes. You will be arrested as the criminal. And you will sit down there in your jail cell. You will be reading about, or you will be seeing terrorists, the real people who kill people, the people that led to you protesting for security in your country, for protection in your country. And rather than get protection from your government, you get jail time in your government. You will sit down there and watch those who are committing the crime being freed, being paid while you are there. Because that is the short story, the short and long story of what many Nigerians who are now in jail for asking their government to protect them, for asking their government to save them from the impending doom, economic destruction, right? They are in jail for that. And once you get once you get caught up in that trap, right? They will ensure that their system, their judicial system, denies you the fair hearing that is expected of unbiased judicial system. You know how rigged this is, right? So this will get to a point that I want to believe, right, that will boomerang. And America, as they are expecting, trying to latch on and then, use the momentum to say we were right. Nobody was killed at Lekki. Do you get that now? No one was killed at Obigbo. And on and on and on. And say, oh, we deserve an apology from those who said that happened. Meanwhile, the families, even though the victims are already out, right? They are already appearing at the different panels now, right? They want to push that agenda, the fake news of nothing happened at Lekki toll gate. And therefore, we need to quickly to save Nigeria. Some of them are even saying the NSAS protest was an insurrection against Boko Haram. They are now comparing what happened at Lekki toll gate with what happened at Trump supporters protesting and, breaking into Capitol Hill. the Nigerian BMC, Buhari Media Center, the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Didenes, the humbled slaves, the sophisticated morons, the social media bandits and Facebook adsmen, right? They are already saying the NSAS protest is pretty much the same thing like what happened on the 6th of January in America. Therefore, Nigerian government need to hurry up and treat those. So to justify that, Nigerian government is treating everybody who participated in NSAS protests as, as terrorists. Do you understand that now? So the BMC, the Buhari idiots, they are now pushing a propaganda that the NSAS protest and the NSAS protesters should be compared with those who protested against Donald Trump's election or Joe Biden's victory in America. So in the next few days, you will begin to see and read some of them dancing along this line. They finished their WhatsApp meeting not long ago, and that will be the agenda now. But my own job is to continue to remind you that even though there are people paid to continue to manipulate you, to continue to lie to you, to continue to make you doubt the fact before you, my job is to knock down your subconscious mind back to life and say, yes, they might have lied to you before now. They won't lie to you again. And when you question everything, you will realize that at the end of the day, right, you are right to question them. And you question liars. That's what you should do. You don't take what they say to you, especially people who have lied to you repeatedly. You don't take what they say to you hook, line, and sinker. They look at the vulnerability of yours and they gather or tap into your emotional what have you. And afterward, what do? They make laws to capitalize on that. And rather than them look into the reason why young people protested on the 1st of January, Bokwari read a speech. In that speech, he said his government was going to look into the reasons why youth protested in October. The NSAS protesters, they were going to, look into all their demands. They were going to release all those arrested for protesting. They are also going to compensate those who became victims of the police brutality, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, 7 hours earlier, before they played that recorded video, 7 hours earlier, 3 minutes into 2021, the same criminal government was, arrested the protesters again. Those who are protesting the crossover protest, they arrested them. 7 hours after that, he was reading about being a changed man who is going to listen to people who protested because they are not happy. That is that. So you don't listen to them, you don't believe them, because whatever they want to do, they will rather capitalize on your vulnerability. And that's what they are doing now. Capitalizing on it, asking you to agree with them that if social media can suspend, if the social media platforms could suspend the president of America, they trying to make laws to stop you from complaining about no light, about insecurity, about no job, about corruption and all of that, about impunity, abuse of office and all of that, right? They want to make law to stop you from saying that, or you will go to jail. They are now comparing themselves with them. So Omoyele Sowore, who is asking the government of Nigeria to go if they can't fix the country, which is obvious they can't, right? He's committed nothing, he's killed no one, he's committed no crime. Under the democracy, he has the right for a lawful gathering. So the government of Nigeria are saying that hoodlums hijacked your protest in October. Hoodlums didn't hijack the protest in October, the NSAS protest. Nigerian government mobilized hoodlums to attack peaceful protesters. That is the story. Okay? For 13 days, we saw the nationwide and worldwide NSAS coordinated protest peacefully. No violence, no fight, no nothing. For 13 days. But on the 14th day, the Nigerian politicians, the Nigerian government, they mobilized thugs They paid thugs. Nigerian police were using police trucks to mobilize armed thugs to go and attack protesters. That is the story. The violence that that permitted the protest was orchestrated by the government of Nigeria, who should have protected everybody, including the protesters in the first place. They unleashed terror on them. That is the story. Now they want to make laws to stop you from ever suggesting of coming together to protest, because you coming together to protest will make the government to unleash terrorists on you and then blame you for their own way of sending terrorists after you. So in order to protect themselves, according to them, from you, from protesting against any of their bad laws and bad decisions that are costing lives of the people, that are costing the savings of the people, that are, crushing the lives of the people, all these bad laws, you have to take them in, adjust, and get used to it. If you complain, there will be a law that says you will go to jail, and there will be no lawyer, there will be no court. You know one thing about the social media law too, that is so ridiculous, right? In that law, they even put it in the bill that you have no, whenever they arrest you, you have no right to go to court without them giving you approval to go to court. So let me give you an example. In that their social media law, to guard you, to further crumble you, crush you, oppress you from ever expressing yourself, right? In that law. So if they accuse me of hate speech or social media, against social media law, that I've said something, I have called Femi Okonu Adeshina his name, I have called Pastor Ruga Ikene Shatabandu his name, or that I have called Bokwari the breeding mannequin, or so yeah, the breeding mannequin, lifeless mannequin in Aso Rock, and I called him that alone, they will charge me for 5 million naira. So the government will arrest me, put me in jail. I cannot call any lawyer until they tell me to, until they give me a permit. Now, if I have a choice, pay that 5 million, or they will take you before a judge. Nothing. They will just sentence you to jail, 10 years. I'm not joking. This may sound crazy to you. That is how crazy it is in Nigeria. Someone said, how come we have over 600 people and only 100 of you think I deserve a thumb up? I've seen Olamide, who has continued to give me a thumb up in his comment because he can't give me just more than one. What's going on? 100 people think this sounds great. Meanwhile, the number keeps growing of the viewers. You can tap that like button. Do that. It is called encouragement, right? For me to say, well, I'm getting that from you. Remember, you can give me that thumbs up now and take that upward. Get enough of those who are viewing. Let's get used to it, okay? Let's get used to you using the buttons on your screen. If you are using your device, your mobile phone, your tablet, or your laptop, come on, you can tap that like button. It's called engagement. Don't just sit and watch and enjoy alone. Give me that thumb up and let's see how many of you really enjoy it. So I've only got 160 of you who think this is worth it. Maybe the rest of you should just give me thumb down. At least I would call that an engagement. Do you get what I mean? Give me thumbs down. Don't type it. I'm not saying you should type the like. The like button is on your screen, right? It's underneath this video. The like button. Tap that or tap the thumb down, right? If I have 180 of you who give me thumb up, right? Then I think I should be having about 500 of you who will give me thumbs down. Do that. At least I will appreciate that. It is called engagement, so as to know that I'm not being watched by robots. Unless you are human beings, you can type the messages. Of course, you can also tap the like button. I will be looking at that. So what I was saying earlier was that the law they are putting together to control social media in Nigeria is not to protect social media, okay, or protect anybody. It is to protect themselves from you, because they have no control over social media. They cannot call Twitter now and say, hey, Twitter, we have, because according to the statistics in Nigeria, available statistics, we have over 45 million Nigerians who have access to social media, who are using different social media handles. Okay, there may be more, but they have 45 million who are actually active on social media. You see, out of that 45 million, I can tell you 35 million of them, or 40 million of them, are those who probably fall easily. They fall easily for those lies of the government of Nigeria and their agents, right? Maybe only 5 million of those active users really understands the fact that Nigeria is a messed up place. So they know that they cannot report out of that, let's say 5 million are currently using social media to bombard them, to expose them, right? So they cannot just call Twitter and say, we want to report 5 million Nigerians and we are finding you 5,000 naira. How much are they finding all the radio houses in Nigeria whenever they broadcast anything that the government doesn't like? So the government will find them some money, okay? I think it's 1 million or 5 million. Yeah, I think it's 5 million. They will charge you 5 million for saying something that Boko Haram doesn't like or didn't like on your program. So you will pay 5 million. So how many people are they going to be reporting to Twitter for Twitter to pay the money? That's why they needed that law. They know Twitter cannot pay them that money because Twitter is not owned by them. They cannot control Twitter. They cannot control Facebook. They cannot control all the social media. Social media is already regulated. If you post something that violates any of their rules, you will be yanked off. So they don't want that. They know if you are yanked off, you open another one. When you open another one, you will mobilize people again, and you will begin to expose the government of Nigeria. That won't work for them. They need something. So that's why they are making the law. So their law is to hunt down people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20. They are already doing it. Oh, they are already arresting people, making people disappear. Sowore has been locked up because of his usage of social media, okay, to expose the rot in Nigeria, the government and all of that. That's why they are holding him. So there are many people that they will have to hold as well as we go on. But they need a law that will make it look like, okay, if they hold you, they don't need any judge. I mean, they don't need any lawyer. They don't need any case. They just take it to a judge, okay? They will ask you, do you have 5 million naira to pay? If you say you don't have 5 million naira, they will send you to jail, 10 years in jail. Do you understand that now? It is to protect themselves against you because they know you have something that will soon dislodge them. And that is the power of social media. So that's what they are doing. Social media is exposing the rot, the lies, the killings, the corruption in Nigeria, like what is happening in Oyo State now. I have been screaming for the past 1.5 years, at least in the recent time. I have been screaming that the insecurity in northern Nigeria is spreading. And because Nigeria is a place where there is no data, there is no identity, there is no record of like 80% of the people coming in from all parts of the world, all parts of Africa, walking into Nigeria as Fulani terrorists, and they are perpetrating different crimes. Some of them are even picking up Nigerian passports so easily right now. And we have received reports of this sudden increase in the northerners. Well, we'll call them northerners, Abi. The northerners who are now signing up for the Nigerian international passport. If you go to the Nigerian, the passport office now in Nigeria, you will meet so many of them, the numbers. So people are asking, if you have Nigerian passport, that automatically makes you a citizen. You can walk in from Niger Republic. You can walk in from Mali, walking from Chad, Libya. They have been walking in anyway, okay? But what they are now doing is that there's no record. So you can commit a crime, jump on a bike, go to a village, kill lots of people, walk away and go to another place. Nobody will be able to track you. No biometric tracker or anything, right? So people get the victims, and the criminals cannot be tracked. So having that means that they can go to any part of the country and commit all this crime. So they have been doing it already. And I said, it's a matter of time. We will begin to report that villages in Yoruba land, villages in Igbo land are being raided by Fulani terrorists. So we have a report from Oyo State. In the past 1 week, the news from Oyo State has been about Amotekun shooting people, extorting people. Amotekun killed this, Amotekun killed that. But today, the news changed. The real reason why Amotekun was set up a year ago, when we all celebrated the creation of Amotekun to secure the Yoruba land, at least prepare the Yorubas for the any coming invasion. We also exposed that we have a report of over 1,740 illegal Fulani terrorist camp in Yoruba land, confirmed by not just the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land. It's been confirmed by some other Yoruba leaders who have, including the Agbekoya, they have also mobilized so many other Yoruba hunters to go after these invaders in the past. So when Amotekun came, we said they should let Amotekun work in our forest, okay, to keep our farmers, our mothers, our fathers, who are, whose livelihood is their farm, right? So to keep them safe from these marauding invaders, Amotekun's inauguration or establishment was pretty much a breath of a fresh air. However, the last few weeks about Amotekun seems to be so much heartbreaking until today, when the report came that Amotekun Corps engaged with the Fulani bandits in some part of Oyo State, where the villages now, where about 4 or 5 villages were ransacked by these terrorists and their cows, and Amotekun responded, and 7 people got killed. Insecurity is spreading down, and social media is helping us to expose that. So the power of social media can be taken away from us just like that, for those who are still using it anyway. So Sowore, I'm going to speak more on Sowore's case tomorrow. I'm going to give you a bit of a background update on what transpired. The Nigerian government arrested Sowore and 4 others because they were protesting the crossover night. So rather than being in their church or wherever, they said it's a lockdown, because they violated lockdown rule. That's the easiest way to say it, Abby, but we know about that. So they picked them up. They didn't commit any crime, but they have to put them on a trumped up charges. However, they deserve to be aired, and the bail to be set, okay? And if you want to sue them for any other thing, then they can continue to attend court. That's how it should be done in a civilized country, not like a zoo, like Nigeria. I have no apology for that, by the way. So a zoo, maybe my apology will go to the real zoo, because people say it is a disrespect to zoo, in fact, to call Nigeria zoo. Nigeria is worse than a zoo. Zoo is organized. And for those who have visited zoo, not Nigerian zoo, you will know that zoos are well organized than Nigeria, okay? Sorry, let me pick that. Right, so they've committed no crime. So even at that, since the crime they've committed is a bailable crime, if they say they've committed any, right, which is they can be bailed out once their lawyer showed up. They started applying some delay tactics by the judge postponing the case unnecessarily, the lawyer to the police not appearing, during the hearing, making the court to postpone again. And the latest one is that the police said they couldn't bring Sowore to court because they have no vehicle to bring him to court. You arrested someone. You went to court and asked court that you want to keep them until further notice. Court says, prove that you want to prove the crime they've committed if you want to keep them until further notice, because I have no reason to keep them for until further notice. I have to release them, but I'll give you time to go and put your case together why we shouldn't release them. So we'll meet again on Friday. That was yesterday. People were there in court. Those who are going to stand shorty for them in case if a bail is set, they were there in court. Nigerian police didn't show up, right? And this is the same Nigerian police who sent over 6 vehicles to convey Sowore and 4 others to court. 4 vehicles, back and forth. But when they realized that, you know what, don't show up. Normally, a judge should have just, completely strike out the bogus case. and order that Sowore should be released immediately, a judge will know that they are playing game. But because the judge herself will want she will want a salary to be paid, or he will want a salary to be paid, the judge will want to end up like the woman in Calabar, the woman in the Cross River State, a judge, a magistrate court judge, who hasn't been paid for the past 2 years. And she's a judge going to work for 2 years. So maybe the judge in charge of Sowore's case will not want their own salary to be cut off. So they decided to blind, or to take off the blind of the lady justice. So the judge decided not to do anything. They have to wait for the police to go and find money to buy fuel to bring Sowore to court, so that they can now discuss whether he should be bailed or not. Let's see how that plays out in 2021 anyway, and their war against social media. Let's see how that plays out, and let's see how far this will last. I'm going to draw the curtains here. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Thank you to every one of you who tuned in tonight. Join me tomorrow anytime from between 11 a.m. and 12 noon UK time. That will be for the Sunday sermon. And later tonight, later in the evening tomorrow as well. If you have the time, remember, you can join me. Subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary. Thank you so much, by the way. I checked my subscribers today after work. I realized that we have crossed 19,000. Wow. 2 months ago, we were just we're just around 11,000 or something 2 months ago. So that means I gained over 8,000 new subscribers in 2 months, if I have to put it mildly. Thank you to all of you who stayed back after watching my video, stayed back, subscribed, and even set your notification on. And to all of you as well, who didn't just stay back and subscribed, you even became members of Maiyegun's Diary, whereby you put on your direct debit to pay to watch Maiyegun. Thank you to every one of you. Let's take it further. We have a long way to go. So if you are yet to subscribe on Maiyegun's Diary, why not do it now? And I can see you again tomorrow. And if you have probably a busy schedule for tomorrow, you can always watch the program again when you are free. Until then, you should have a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.